Sea of Stars aims to capture your retro-loving heart by providing an RPG experience that calls back to the good old days. Well, we're here to tell you that it's definitely worth your while. How? Well, let's find out. This is the video version of a review on our website, links in the description below. Sea of Stars opens up with the two main protagonists, Valere and Zale, as they hike a mountain to meet with the Elder Mist to serve as their final trial as Solstice Warrior trainees. Our two main protagonists are children of the Solstice, chosen ones capable of performing the only magic that can defeat the horrid creatures of the Fleshmancer. We follow these two as they journey through the land, ridding the world of gruesome monsters, making strong allies, and discovering the secrets of the Fleshmancer. Sea of Stars' story is quite intriguing, however there are some issues with it. First off, the story starts out relatively slow. It doesn't come in with a super exciting hook to get you roped into the world of Sea of Stars, or even Valere and Zale's story early on. It's your typical The Chosen One, or in this case, Chosen 2 storyline, with a standard journey to rid the world of evil. There is some intrigue sown fairly early on with how secretive your mentors act. The Elder Mist also foreshadows certain events that will happen later on in the game, but those don't pay off until fairly later on in the story. Because of this, there may be some people who will just turn their brains off to the story early on in the game. Another gripe we have is with our protagonists themselves. The best way to describe the two is they're silent protagonists who happen to talk. What do we mean by that? Well, they actually converse with others, so you would expect them to have some sort of personality or dialogue to contribute to the story, but they don't really contribute much at all. You could make them silent protagonists and the story will still remain largely the same, which is a shame. The writers already had the foundation for even the most obvious of writing, by making Zale, the Solar Warrior, the bright and cheerful one, and Valere, the Lunar Warrior, the quiet and calculating one. But we don't see any instances of that. They've had a lot of chances to make Zale and Valere vibrant, relatable, and engaging, and they didn't take it. The other party members are the ones who move the plot forward most of the time. Garl, the lovable child and friend of the duo, usually acts as the mouthpiece while Zale will just
Ha ha, ha ha ha, ha ha ha, ha ha.
Sarai, another party member, also drives the story more than our bland duo. She serves as a source of curiosity, as she keeps her motives and secrets well kept. We truly feel that those two are more suited for the main character status than what we were given. Later on in the story, there's this massive twist that feels a little jarring and seemingly out of nowhere. Depending on your tastes, this may be something that will add to your interest in the world building, or something that feels way out of left field. That's all we can say without spoiling the plot. So let's move on to gameplay and aesthetics, an area where the game gets everything right. Like how you'll get it right by hitting that like and subscribe button. The main pull of Sea of Stars is the gameplay. There are a lot of impassioned voices out there that just don't like turn-based gameplay because of how seemingly inactive it feels. Well, Sea of Stars is there to put a little twist on your turn-based gameplay experience, and they do it oh so well. First off, we have the timing system, something that works a lot like Super Mario RPG or Legend of Dragoon's combat system. By pressing the button at the right time, you can strengthen your attack or block an enemy's attack, lessening damage. This encourages the player to be aware of each of their characters and enemies' attack patterns, as they are all different. Even healing skills can give more healing, as long as you time your button press correctly. There are also skills that use this timing system for some interesting mechanics. Notably Valere's Moonerang skill that launches an attack that returns to you after it hits an enemy. You can reflect it back a couple more times for more damage as long as you keep up with its increasing pace. The system makes battles a lot more active compared to the usual pick a command and watch the animation play out type of turn-based battle. Other than that, we have the breaking locks mechanic. When an enemy starts to charge up special attacks, locks will pop up next to them along with a turn timer. When the timer runs out, it will attack. But if you break all the locks, you'll be able to stop them from executing their charge attack. How do you do that? The locks have symbols that correspond to a specific attack type. And if you successfully attack an enemy with said attack type, the lock breaks. It adds another level of thought and planning to the battles that'll keep you on your toes. Sea of Stars also has a combo system that allows your party members to combine their powers to unleash more potent skills. harkening back to Chrono Trigger's renowned combo text. In terms of accessibility, relics are items you can find around the world of Sea of Stars that will allow you to adjust your gameplay experience. Let's say you just want to enjoy the story and just want to decrease the difficulty. There are relics that give you more HP, reduce damage received, or give you perfect timing on all of your attacks. On the flip side, there are also relics that increase the difficulty, by increasing the damage you take, for instance. Outside of combat, there are a lot of things that really fill up the world as well. The map is very well designed with puzzles and unique terrain to explore. There's also fishing, because what's an RPG without a fishing minigame? There's also a tabletop minigame called Wheels that you can play in just about every town you visit. It's a slot machine fused with a battle tabletop game where you pit your heroes against your opponents. It's very addictive, and if we weren't doing this review, we'd spend quite a lot of time on it. If you were the type who really got into Gwent or Triple Triad, you'd probably like this one as well. And of course, as another nod to the great Chrono Trigger, you'll also be given the side quest of searching for each of your party members' ultimate gear right before the final confrontation with the big bad. One look at this game and you can already tell that this game is full of visual charm and personality. It's apparent that they put a lot of effort into the level design. No two areas in the game look the same or feel the same. Every area also has a fantastic sense of verticality, encouraging you to look for ladders, holes, platforms, or elevators in order to advance or explore. The pixel art itself is very detailed and high quality. Look at that water, look at the shadows and the colors. This game looks so pretty. The game also employs dynamic lighting in its environments, giving it that added style and refinement to the game's art. It especially complements the gameplay element of using sunlight and moonlight in certain puzzles. All this is wrapped in a beautiful bow known as its soundtrack. In the earlier parts of the game, the soundtrack seems to be your usual fantasy RPG flourishes. But it really shows its chops later on in the game in battle themes. The battle themes will get stuck in your head. The Leaf Monster boss fight and the Snow Mountain themes are just some of the bops that I can pick out off the top of my head. There are also separate field themes for the daytime and nighttime. They got the legendary composer for Chrono Trigger and Xenoblade Chronicles, Yasunori Mitsuda, to work on some of the tracks, so you know they paid special attention to their soundtrack. Sea of Stars is an amazing piece of work that retro RPG lovers are sure to love. While it has its issues in the story department, everything else in the game is quite impressive. The gameplay does a great job of differentiating itself from most games in the genre, and the art and music add a beautiful polish on top of an already fun game. At the price of $35, it's not a bad deal at all, considering how much you get with the game. A main story focused playthrough will take around 20 to 25 hours to complete, and it's around 30 plus if you want to do all the side quests that the game provides. For some RPG enjoyers, this may be way less content than they're used to, and might find it lacking. But for those who want to play an RPG without sinking in the
200 hours play Xenoblade Chronicles,
it is a blessing. And so we're giving Sea of Stars a solid 8.4 out of 10. So what do you guys think of Sea of Stars? Are you planning on getting it? Have you played it already? Tell us your experiences in the comments below. For more video game news, reviews, and opinion pieces, sub to the channel. Give us a like if you liked it, and hopefully we'll see you guys in the next video.